Welcome to Daily Life Connection as we explore who God is, how He works, what He says, what He does, what that means about Him, what He's like, so that we can relate to Him more authentically and powerfully in our daily lives. Continuing today from Psalm 91, verse 2, it says, I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Today we're going to talk about the God who is trustable, trustworthy, the God in whom we trust. You know, trust is such a fragile thing, isn't it? Like it's like, you know those Fabergé eggs that come out of Russia, those delicate jewel-encrusted, hand-painted and enameled eggs. Fabergé eggs, I guess they're called, aren't they? Just amazing, but fragile, beautiful and fragile. That reminds me of the idea of trust. Trust is like that. It is so precious, so valuable, so desirable, but yet so easily broken. Trust is one of those things, one of those gifts that if it's broken once, it takes so long, if ever. You know, like over the years, I've counseled couples and so on who've gone through broken trust issues. And sometimes the question will rise up, how long before I can trust again? And in honesty, my answer sometimes is, in that area, you will probably never be able to fully trust your partner like you used to. It's broken. It's different. Yes, you can still come to trust them, but there will always be a sense of, I'm not 100% sure. And you know, that's the glory of God, is that we can be 100% sure that He's trustworthy. We can put our trust in Him without the fear that it will be broken. You know, we can put our trust in somebody, they can use it against us. They can use it to manipulate us. They can use it to take advantage of us. God will never do that. Ever. He has not broken trust with anyone, ever. He is the covenant keeper. He is the covenant keeper. In fact, you know, that's part of what the word righteousness means, is that He keeps covenant forever. He's trustworthy. His righteousness is trustworthy. We can count on it. You can bank on it. You don't have to ever wonder or be apprehensive about putting our trust in God. We can just trust Him. Now, let me say it this way. We can't always trust Him to do what we want. That's important. Sometimes, well, I asked God to do this and He didn't do it. But you can trust that what He did was for your best. Isn't that interesting? That's the way it is. I can't trust Him to do what I want, but I can trust Him to do what's right, what's just, what's good, what's kind, what's merciful, and what's loving. That I can fully trust. So I can go to God with who I am. I trust You with my life, O Lord. I can take my situations to Him and say, I trust You in this situation to do what is best, to work for good in this situation. No matter how little, no matter how big, God is trustworthy. He will never break trust with you. You know, that's probably one of the descriptions of a friend, isn't it? A friend is someone you can trust. Well, God is the ultimate friend, in that we can trust Him with everything right up. You know, we can trust Him with all of our, let me say it this way. We can trust Him with all of the situations we're in. We can trust Him with our lives. We can trust Him with the nastiness in us too. That's so powerful. I don't have to hide the ugly parts of me, the dark places in my life. I can open those up to Him and trust Him that He's not going to be shocked, that He's not going to be repulsed by it, that He's not going to be angry with me. I can be totally honest with Him about who I am. I can trust Him with being honest with him because I know that his reactions will always be trustworthy, grace, mercy, compassion, justice, goodness, gentleness. I know that that's his response will be. And that, is what we don't find in humans. We often think, can I trust that person with this secret? Can I trust that person to still love me if I said this or did that? God's trustworthy. There is nothing you and I can ever do or be or choose, nothing that can ever happen to us, nothing that will make it so that we can't trust him to be the God he really is to us. That's good news. Let's thank him for that today. And let's make sure that we're not trying to hide some parts of who we are because we don't trust him. I think that's a little red flag, isn't it? If I'm trying to hide part of who I am with God, it's that I'm not sure I really trust him in that area of my life. Well, like the psalm writer says, my God in whom I trust. I can trust him with who I am, with the most precious things in my life and the most ugly things too. That's good news. Let's think about it. We'll talk again tomorrow.